Sound, a group of vibrant.
From the beginner to the professional, from the novelist to the master, from playing, experimenting with things to create a masterpiece. These are all the elements of art, and on this show, the art is sound. Hi, I'm LV Smith. Hey, it's been forever since we had a live show. Maybe not live broadcast, but live people instead of Zooming. So I'm glad to bring back and see for the first time in the flesh my dear brother, Richard Penn. Say hello, Richard.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for listening and thank you for watching.
It's been a while since we last talked, and we've started to learn all about you. And I know you've been busy, but I see you brought a new person.
Yeah, this is Mr. Art Stucco. Wonderful bass player, and he made this instrument. And I keep saying the wrong name of this instrument. It is called a what?
This is called the bongarino.
A bongarino. Okay, we're going to find out more about that bongarino while we just shuffle. Hi, Art.
Hello, LV. How are you?
I'm doing just great. Now, I'm going to ask my favorite three questions first. What makes Art Stucco art?
Well, it's a good question. Music.
That's good. That's good. Now, I want you to dig far back in your memory banks, as far as you can, and remember, what was the very first sound you ever remember hearing?
The first sound would probably be my mom singing in the kitchen while she was feeding me, but I don't know what the song was.
It all makes sense. It's all music. Okay, Art, what was the very first sound that motivated you to make this bongarino and play bass the way you do? And I know you're a great singer, too.
Well, when I was 7 years old, my parents were watching the Ed Sullivan Show, and there was this band called the Beatles, and it kind of changed everything for me.
Changed everything throughout the whole world and beyond, I have to say that. Well, that's great. But we're going to turn back to my dear friend Richard here. Mm-hmm. And I know you are a singer-songwriter from many times we've asked, and we got to hear what you sound like live. What are you going to offer us?
What I really want to be, what I've always wanted to be growing up, in the 60s, looking at the Brill Building writers, those guys in the little tiny offices, they weren't going to be singers, they weren't going to be big stars, but they were writers. And that's what I want to do. I want to write.
Great. Since you are a writer and a songwriter at that, what are you going to perform?
I'm going to perform a song I called California One.
California One, huh?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, just that. Okay.
No problem. Okay, let's hear Art and Richard perform California One.
I packed up my heartbreak, I ran second best. My past had no future, so I headed west. Came to the land of silver and gold, where you play in the sand and never get old. I wanted Georgia clay, Phoenix sun, tossed a coin and California won. I wanted New York lights, Texas fun, tossed a coin and California won. Tossed a coin and California won. It's dry as a bone, except when it rains. Freeways are crowded and people complain. All of this one day will slide in the sea. Freaks and the stars will have no place to be. I wanted Georgia clay, Phoenix sun, tossed a coin and California won. I wanted New York lights, Texas fun. Tossed a coin and California won. Tossed a coin and California won. I'm baking and I'm freezing, California dreaming, backed up on the freeway of love. And when I get old, with no place to go, won't freeze in my room or die in the snow, move to the valley, live like a king, sit on the front porch and swing in the swing. I wanted Georgia clay, Phoenix sun, tossed a coin, California won. I wanted New York lights, Texas fun, tossed a coin and California won. Tossed a coin and California won. Tossed a coin and California won. Hi, this is Richard Penn, and you're listening to Sounds Within with Mr. L.V. Smith.
Thank you, Richard.
Hey, it's Amin L. And Thursday night is live with Jeff Hodge. Come on down and check him out.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hey, it's L.V. Smith with Richard Penn and Art Stucco. We got to learn more about Art Stucco. Hey, Art, I saw you at this place called The Therapy at the Roar Room or the Roar Room, but they're both the same place. And I'd like to know, how did you stumble into songwriting?
Well, again, it was the Beatles, and they wrote their own songs, and then everything I listened to through the 60s and 70s, I was very much influenced by songwriters, you know, James Taylor, Jackson Browne, Joni Mitchell, everybody.
Everybody, mainly singer-songwriters.
Yes.
Hey, that's good stuff. Now, what are some of the challenges in being a songwriter?
Well, not to edit yourself as you're writing, because that will stop the song in its tracks. So I just try to, you know, just let it go out and write it down and think about it later, but don't edit as you're writing.
Maybe that's why I'm not a writer. I'm doing too much editing there. Okay, what are some of the rewards of being a songwriter?
Well, I guess lots of money if you're lucky, but certainly a certain self-satisfaction, even if you're not lucky, because you end up with some nice songs people like that. That's worth it.
Of course it's worth it. Heck, you're doing stuff you like. Now, do you collaborate with other musicians besides Richard?
Oh yeah, for years I've had many different relationships like that with guitarists, singers, drummers. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. What are you working on now in the present?
Just working on some mystery songs that I'm not sure what they're about, but I'm pushing myself through them. And we'll see.
We definitely will see. Okay, Richard, back to you. What are you going to offer us for the next song?
The next song is Good Old Days.
Good Old Days with Richard and Art Stucco. Take it away.
You died from a kiss. You died from a cold. You died from nothing before you got old. Didn't have penicillin. You didn't have television. You didn't have nothing, nothing at all. They sold human beings like candy beans. Went where they went, peed in the streams. Didn't have satellites. You didn't have electric lights. You didn't have nothing, nothing at all. But those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. When you add it up, someone pays, leaves a tip for those good old days. Add it up, someone pays, leaves a tip for those good old days. Go to the window, scream at the sky, and ask the one upstairs why. You died being born. You died from the work. You died from trying. You died from the dirt. Didn't do do-overs. Didn't want makeovers. Didn't want nothing, nothing at all. But those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. When you add it up, someone pays, leaves a tip, takes the trays, and those are good old days. Hi, this is Richard Penn, and you're listening to Sounds Within with Mr. L.V. Smith.
Thank you, Richard.
Hello, my friends. You're watching Behind the Curtains, and my name is Michelle Leclerc.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this.
Is that Bran?
colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to getschool.com for more info.
Hi, this is Richard Penn, and you're listening to Sounds Within with Mr. L.V. Smith.
Thank you, Richard. Hi, L.V. Smith, host of that show called Sounds Within. Yeah, we got that demon called time. Yes, we do. So we got to know, what are some of your future plans, Art, down the road?
Well, I have several songs in the can that I would like to put together on some type of. Do people still do albums?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to do that because I have, like I said, quite a few songs ready to go, and a couple others that might show themselves.
I know I may be backtracking, but have you done any other recordings? I know I got a wonderful CD from you. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I have 2 CDs out. One is called Tag, which stands for the Art Gallery, and the other one is called Jaded by Obscurity.
Great, great, great. Now, which goes down that future, so you're working on a third album down the road, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, most of it's already done. Probably just need 2 or 3 songs to complete it.
Well, after hearing you and seeing you perform, you're going to have to gain some traction. You are wonderful. So what words of advice do you have for the future Art Stuccos?
Well, again, don't edit yourself as you're writing, and keep moving forward and pushing forward in a positive way.
Great, great. Now, how can we get in contact with you, Art?
Well, there's Art Stucco at yahoo.com, and yeah, drop me a line.
I'll do better than that. I'll see you. Thank you, Art, for coming.
Thank you, L.V. It's been great.
Richard, what are your future plans?
Well, I got a show coming up in September 16th, and I think I may be backing Art up. We'll see about that. So it's my turn to back him up. It's way past my turn to back him up. So I'd love to have him do that show on the 16th and have me back him up.
Ooh, you said something on the 16th.
Yes, it's the Hoot. The Hoot at the, what is it, the church? The Universalist Church? Unitarian Universalist. Yeah, I keep getting that wrong. Unitarian Universalist, and it's the 16th of September in La Crescenta.
Wonderful. Well, we know how that demon time is, so yeah, it's not too we're not too friendly with us. But what are you going to take us out with?
We're going to take you out with Count the Clowns.
Count the Clowns. You care to espouse that?
Oh, I get songs ideas from TV shows, and that's from a TV show that I was watching, and it was a bunch of clowns coming out of the car, and they just kept coming out, and I was thinking of L.A., and I said, there's a bunch of clowns in this town, and basically that's how it started.
I know, sort of like, what was that group called? Steelers Wheels? What is it?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And then the Ringling Barnum Bailey Circus.
Right, yeah.
That's where I first saw that clown car. So I know what you're talking about.
That's what it's about.
Oh, yeah, that's life. Well, anyway, folks, I want to thank you coming back, Richard, and bringing Art. You two are a dynamic duo. But, folks, be it Zoom or be it live, you always get to see Sounds Within. You can also see the show on the YouTube. Just go to Sounds Within L.V. Smith. Okay, Richard, how can we get in contact with you?
Oh no, this is my. I'm a terrible person. I'm not a great. I'm not a great. What is that? Internet kind of a guy. So basically, I don't have a website right now, but I guess, come see shows when I get it. I would get home, but I don't have a website, and I'm terrible about that. But email. He's going to email. Richard.pittpenn@gmail.com. Richard.pittpenn@gmail.com. That's the easiest.
That's great. Take us out with Count the Clouds.
Count the clouds.
See you, folks.
Count the clowns. Count the clowns. How many clowns are in that little car? You may think you know the answer, but it's easier to cure cancer. Just how many clowns are in that little car? Count the clowns. Count the clowns. How many clowns are in that little car? You may think that for a nickel it would slow down to a trickle. Just how many clowns are in that little car? Count the clowns, count the clowns, count the clowns, count the clowns. How many clowns are in that little car? You may think you are the only, but you're looking at the lonely. Just how many clowns are in that little car? We fell in love in the center of the ring. All the clowns you knew were there. We tied the knot, then you tied it around my neck and ran off with the dancing bear. Count the clowns, count the clowns, count the clowns, count the clowns. How many clowns are in that little car? You may think you know the answer, but it's easier to cure cancer. Just how many clowns are in that little car?
Ready? We're the Reactions, and you're watching the Arroyo channel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.